What's up, YouTube? Country CEO, another video. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Coming to you, want to share some more game with you, business life, entrepreneurship. Been talking about the dump truck business here lately, but just business, of course, overall too as well. Giving some encouragement to those of you who've subscribed and been listening to me. I appreciate it. Continue to share these videos, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family all about the Country CEO, trying to give the game for free to those who would venture out and do something that you never did before. All right, video today comes as a request from one of my subscribers. Wanted to know about how do you choose your CPA or ACPA. I'm gonna kind of mix it in about some of the things to look for in a CPA. Certainly, I'm basing it off practical experience that I've had with CPAs over these 20 years, right? All right, so here we go. How do we choose, what are we looking for in a good CPA, right? Let me say this before I start. Of course, CPA is one who does your books, right? I think everybody knows that, but for the sake of clarity, let me go ahead and put that out there. That's the one who does your books, balances your books every month, inflows, outflows, get your quarterly reports ready so you can pay your taxes every quarter, prepares your income tax at the end of the year for your LLC and your personal, all that good stuff, right? All right, right. So I do recommend that you have one, unless your wife or husband is somebody that's trained and certified in that. It's a real serious deal. Let me say this as well, that you have someone professional doing that. I do know a couple of guys that were in all kind of tax trouble, trying to beat Uncle Sam. Books weren't straight, and they got into trouble with the IRS owing some money. I do know a situation where somebody actually went to jail because somebody was doing their books, and the feds came in after a few years and audited and found out some things weren't right. All right, so that's the realness of that. Okay, all right. So, how do you go about choosing CPA, or what are you looking for in a good CPA? For me, the first thing is my CPA came recommended, right? I knew someone who was already using him. He was a middle-aged guy right here locally. So I had some interactions with him before offhand, and they just spoke really well of him. That he toes the line. He don't play no games, and he does it by the book, and he's straightforward. And so I jumped out there, and done business with him, and was with him for about 15 years until he retired. And he really done me well. And there was a problem. I would sit down, we'd talk about it, hash it out. He'd tell me why he did this, why he did that. But I can honestly say in 15 years, he kept me out of trouble. He did that. There were times I got income tax back, and there were times that I had to pay because I made the money, right? And so, but he came highly recommended. So a good CPA, you ought to ask folks that are in business already, who would they recommend, right? So that's the point of how to choose a CPA. Folks that are already entrepreneurs, ask them who they are using, and would they recommend that person highly, medium, whatever, right? All right. If you're looking online at CPA, see what the reviews are. All right. There's basically reviews for everything these days. People give 3, 4, 5 stars for service on everything now. So if you're researching somebody online, be sure to read the reviews and see how folks are rating those particular people. Okay. All right. I live here pretty much in a rural area, so a small town. Everybody kind of knows everybody. So my guy came highly recommended. Okay. All right. So here's some things that were particular to me that I wanted to look for my CPA to be to have. Right. I wanted him to be familiar with trucking. Right. If you got a new CPA and they haven't never done trucking, I'm not saying that they can't, but do you want to fool with that right then until they get a little bit more experience under their belt? I don't know. You're going to have to use your wisdom to decide that. But what was big for me is that this particular CPA, we have gravel companies in our area, and local guys, and he done the book for all those gravel companies and transportation companies, guys with trailers that haul sand and gravel, all that. He done all their books. So I was like, okay, cool. So he doing their books, then I know he knows about trucking and what to write off, because when in trucking, you're gonna need to depreciate. Somebody's familiar with depreciating the cost of that truck against your profit and all that. So you can lower your tax bill and all that, and all that's perfectly legal. All right. So one of the things I look for in a CPA certainly was familiarity with trucking. Another thing that was important to me was personable. I wanted my CPA, I wanted us to have a good rapport with each other. I wanted them to be personable. I wanted them to be me to be able to have a conversation with them. I don't. You're part of my livelihood is in your hands with the way that you do my books. So I don't want you to be all stoic and standoffish and not talkative and all that, because I ask questions and I want to know this and I want to know that. And if you're dealing with somebody that's not personable, don't have any people skills, man, that don't help you with your comfort level with them as relates to their performing a service for you that could keep you out of trouble or get you in trouble. So personable or personality really played a big part in choosing a CPA for me. All right. Next thing is accessibility. All right. My CPA has to be accessible. I love the fact that I can go to his office unannounced, right? I can set an appointment, but if I just got to go by there, I know I can go by there and he'll make time for me as well. All right. So I didn't seek out one of these big old accounting companies, nothing against them, but I know that they're overwhelmed with major accounts, and I'm not running 7 figures out of my business yet, right? I'm running 6, right? So I look pretty much for either a smaller accounting firm or medium level accounting firm, because typically on that level they're gonna be able to. You can walk in, or if you need to see him just for a second, he's gonna be accessible. If you call on the phone, they'll make time for you, to give you those few minutes that you need just to ask a quick question. So accessibility goes a long way for me. And then dependability, right? Can you depend on this person? Is this person doing your stuff on time? Are they late with you filing your stuff quarterly? Are they late getting your income tax done? Are they costing you money with late penalties and fees if you owe Uncle Sam because they're not, diligent in handling their business, right? So proficiency and dependability is important. That they're going to be on time handling your business. To give you an example of that, just 2 days ago, I had to put in a request for my CPA to give me needed financial statements, and I needed them quick because I was applying for a grant. And she got them back to me in 2 days. And keep in mind, she was on quarantine from thinking that she had been exposed to somebody at COVID. So she was at home quarantine for a couple of days, and she still got those financial statements done for me in 2 days. That's what I like in a CPA firm. All right, being able to take care of business, first name basis. You can call, you know her, you know them, and they know you, and they're familiar, and they're gonna make it happen for you. You may have caught that I said I had the CPA for 15 years, and I've been in business 20. My first guy went out of business. Well, he retired, and I went out of business, and he sold his business to this lady from another town. She basically moved here, took over, brought her accounts, took over all of his accounts, and I can tell you, I haven't had any trouble. Didn't know how it was gonna work out at first, but she has convinced me and to stick with her, and she meets all of those traits that I just named to you, right? So how to choose a PPA, or what are you looking for? How talk to some of your entrepreneur friends, or talk to some people in business, see who they highly recommend. If you're going to research online, look at the reviews, look at how many stars, look at what people are saying about them and their service. Look for someone that's personable, that's got a good personality and doesn't mind answering your questions, and will talk to you. Someone that's accessible, that makes themselves available. And then someone who's dependable, who handles their business, that are about the business of getting the work done for you. All right, I can't stress enough how important it is to have not only a CPA, but a good CPA. They can keep you out of trouble. They can keep your business flowing smoothly and without any kind of hiccups, to where Uncle Sam comes in and wants to fool with you about something that's not right. All right. So do your research, do your due diligence on that. Hope this video has been helpful in that regard. Subscribe to this channel, like, share this with somebody who may be wondering the same thing about a CPA. All right. And as I've been saying lately, if you're going to shine, you sure enough got to do some grinding. Peace.